If you're missing a narcissist, if they are a narcissist, first ask yourself, why do you think they're a narcissist? Did they abuse you? Right? Insulting you, calling you names, taking over your finances, controlling you, and making you dependent on them. All of that is abuse. Manipulation, gaslighting, all of that is abuse. So if they've done that to you, who are you really missing? Are you missing that person? Or are you missing the fake person that they pretended to be when they met you? Because they pretend to be someone else when they met you. They pretend to turn on this character that you are going to fall in love with, and you usually do. When you fall in love with them, that's who you think that you're going to get back when they start to abuse you. You think they're going to go back to this person, but you have to remember that person doesn't exist. That person was just a mirror image of you so that they could win you over, so that they could con you into falling for them. So if you're missing that person, you have to remember that person is a con. That person's not real. That person doesn't exist. Are you missing the person who abused you, or are you missing the person they pretended to be so that they could abuse you? Ask yourself that question. Where in Canada are you? I'm in Alberta. I recommend Look What You Made Me Do. Is that the book? I recommend... Yes, Taylor Swift is your theme song. Oh, is that a book as a theme song when you leave your narc? Yeah, totally. I don't miss who he turned out to be, just the person I wanted him to... Yeah, so you're missing an idea. You're missing an idea of him, a concept. That person doesn't exist. You can't miss someone that doesn't exist. You know, you got to move forward and shift the focus back to you. Shift the focus back to who you were before you met that person. Shift the focus back to who you want to be going forward in the future. How to not have emotions when they try to provoke you. Oh, that's hard. It's called gray rocking and having no emotion, but that's hard to do. You can do it though. Just remember that they are a toddler. They are a child. Not all narcissists, but most narcissists are very immature. They haven't gone past this level of emotional maturity to get past the trauma that they had when they were in their childhood, because they may have had a parent or an authority figure make them feel smaller and not really know how to cope through emotional trauma. So a lot of narcissists have gone through traumatic experiences growing up. Not all, but some. And that doesn't excuse their abuse to you. It just gives you an understanding why they do this. So when they do that, you have to think, you're dealing with a toddler. You're dealing with a child. They try to provoke you. What would you do if you had a 4-year-old try to provoke you? Would you get in their face, start getting mad and getting really upset? Or how would you handle that differently? Handle them like they are a 4-year-old. Really, it helps me. What if you're missing the love that they showed you when you think back? They didn't love you like you. That's sad. I know, it's really, that part sucks. You do have to just be like, that wasn't real. And that wasn't love. It might have felt like love because they really made it feel like love, but it was never love. And you will know love. And maybe you did before you met this person, but you will know it. And you just have to give yourself hope that you'll know it. That wasn't love. You can't miss something that wasn't. My ex-narc fiance drives by my house every single. Going no contact killed her and the control that she was on. Downtown Matt. So she's stalking you, basically. Right? Just think about that. When you say things like my ex-narc drives by my house every single night, or they call me from spoof numbers, or they do that, they're checking my social media, I can always see them. Think about what that is realistically, like what that actually is. That's called stalking. Just because you shared a moment, you shared a lifetime, maybe it felt like you shared what you thought was love with this person, maybe you share kids, maybe you shared a marriage, whatever that history is, these are things they're doing today. That's not existing anymore. That's gone. This is what's happening today, and what that is stalking. Stalking is so abusive and it's psychotic. Right? So you have to just like dumb that down and be like, this woman is stalking me. Whether she's your ex-fiance, whether you were in love with her, that's stalking. We don't do that. We don't put up with stalking. Jesus, call the police, right? Call the police for what? Wait, what did I miss? Okay. Did you celebrate? Claire, mine throws rocks at my windows to get my attention. Oh God, yeah, that's fucking abusive, and that's pretty dangerous too. Do you find self-aware narcs? Yes, I do. Some don't. Yeah, I think self-aware narcs are very helpful. I think that it takes a lot of courage and strength to come out as a self-aware narc. I think that they probably know more than most narcissists, because narcissists are usually very delusional. They live in such a deep delusion that they're so unaware that they're even a narcissist. They actually sometimes think they're empaths. They think that they're helping people. And some of them even have pages and are on TikTok trying to heal other people, trying to help people. These are the most insidious, dangerous people on social media and out there, because they're literally looking for supply. These are the people who are out there looking for their next supply. They're looking at who they can abuse, who they can devalue, who they can invalidate, because they're a narcissist and they don't even know it. And they take the time to learn all about narcissistic traits. They take the time to learn all about all the cluster B personality disorders. And then they come out there pretending that they're healing you, when really they're shaming you, invalidating you, and doing what they can to control your emotions and feelings, leaving you confused, gaslighting you. There's a bunch of these people on there. They don't claim to be a narcissist. They claim to be a victim of a narcissist. And these are the ones you have to look out for. If you feel like you're confused about their content, if they blatantly, like I've had people come straight up to my content and make blatant comments about me and what I'm saying, and my story, and trying to pick at it and make me question it, which isn't going to work for me, because I'm pretty indifferent with the shit that I've dealt with. I've gone to a place of healing and indifference. So that shit doesn't bother me. What bothers me is when they bother other people who are in their early stages of healing, make you question your own reality, make you question whether maybe you're the narcissist, or maybe that wasn't abuse, or maybe I need to be accountable. We don't have to be accountable for being abused. Never have to be accountable for being abused. You can 100% feel responsible for staying in situations if you're aware of what the situation is, but most of us aren't aware of it. We have no idea that this is happening to us. So this is what pisses me off about creators who come on TikTok and go on and say, oh, well, you should have done this and you should have done that and blah, blah, blah. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Well, you know what? Unless you know exactly my situation, you have no right to speak on it. Self-aware narcissists, on the other hand, they aren't looking for supply. They probably have their own supply somewhere, but they're self-aware and they're doing work. Maybe they're not getting better, and that doesn't matter to us. We don't care. Why would we care whether they're getting better? They're not in our lives.